All right, here we go. Welcome back to Golf Subpar. Colt Knost and Drew Stoltz, my man to my left, coming off a massive victory over in Korea at the Bridges Cup. Helped Team USA. By the way, I have to imagine, I wasn't there.
Yes.
But you played some really nice golf. You led the team to victory. I have a feeling you're a lot like
Thank you.
This little pony and this little horse right here and this little jockey. I'm sure they just jumped on your back and rode you to victory.
Seabiscuit.
Got the RLX on right now with the stay collar, which is absolutely fantastic. The fall colors are beautiful. You want to look classy. You want to look great. Rock the Polo RLX collection. I'm heading up for member guest season, which is the best time of season. This is me and my man Ben Lamb. We're going to be rocking the Polo up there. And Ralph Lauren is the official outfitter of the United States Ryder Cup team and partner of the AJGA. You see Billy Horschel out there looking fantastic in it. The best dressed guy on the PGA Tour, as well as Davis Love III, Sean Foley, Smiley Kaufman, Tom Watson, and Zach Johnson. The RLX collection is available in select Ralph Lauren stores, exclusive private clubs and resorts, and online at ralphlauren.com. All right, well, we got a lot to get into, Sleaze. First off, let's talk about the main event, the Bridges Cup.
That's right, the biggest event on the global scale. A lot of people are saying last week. Not me, but that's just what people say.
A little 17-16 victory for the United States. It was 16 all. Heading into the last, y'all had retained the cup because y'all were the defending champions. But hell of a finish. Last match, last hole.
Came down to the wire. We'd retained it, but retaining it isn't that cool. You know what I mean? You got to win it outright. If we retain it and we tie, it's like, yeah, we tied. I've always hated that about the Ryder Cup too. It's like, no, let somebody win and somebody lose. Came down to the last match, a beauty of a match too, by the way. Joe Deraney, our guy, former USGA runner-up at Colorado Golf Club.
Got a few of those.
Actually, we have a lot of runner-ups. They had some champions on their side. Actually, the guy that he lost to in the finals was on the international team, Lucas Michel from Australia. Stud of a player.
Course designer too.
Yeah. Golf course architect, great player. I mean, dude, they had multiple USGA winners, multiple runner-ups, Walker Cuppers. Their team was loaded, but it came down to this last match, Joe Deraney against Angus. Can't remember Angus' last name. Great dude. I think he's from Ireland, but likes to have himself a good time. Smashes it. It's like a 485-yard, probably par 4, the hardest hole in the property, I'd say. Lake left. If you can fly it, like 295, you can cut it off. If you can't, you got to go down the right. Joe, it's a beautiful drive down the right. Probably has like a 7-iron-ish in. Angus goes over the lake, hits bombs, has a wedge in. Deraney hits it to like 10 feet. Angus hits it to like 11 on pretty similar lines too. He misses, so we knew we were going to at least get a half point there and retain it, and win it. And then Deraney just went ahead and hooped that thing on him.
And the celebration began.
And the celebration ensued.
Okay, champagne being sprayed. I saw goggles, or did y'all tough it out like hockey players?
No, dude, we're tough.
Shit burns.
We get the pop. It hurts like hell. By the way, dude, we're like just pouring it on people's faces. I don't get to do that a whole lot. So yeah, we're not bringing goggles in for that thing. We're a bunch of tough ass dudes.
I like it. Well, you're back in America now, but overall, Korea, how was the experience over in Asia?
It was such a fun tournament. We had such a good time. Like, we got done and a bunch of us were hanging around. I was like, dude, if you could, like, if they came to you and like, what would you change about this golf tournament? Like, I was like, I don't know what I'd do any different. From the travel, getting over there, to the golf course, the accommodations, to like the team being a great mix of guys, great players, their team as well. We came together at the end, left the golf course, went into Seoul. Both teams stayed at the same hotel, hung out at the bar there, went out that night, big dinner together, and then to the bars down there.
A lot of bars.
Got to see everybody in their element. Yeah. And a few of them exceeded expectations on our side and their side. It was sweet. They like rented out this bar. I sent an Instagram story, but there's like a big Jumbotron above it. Like, you'd see like a little baby version of the stuff in Times Square, and they just had the Bridges Cup players were just flashing up on it, because like going through the rosters, and I was like, this is sick.
God, you're so famous over in Korea.
Sick. We were just playing like, you know that guy? Look at that guy. He's right here.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to hearing about Captain Jeff Fujimoto getting a little Bridges Cup tattoo on his ass, because that's tradition. And you have to do it, Jeff.
Wasn't agreed to, but it feels appropriate. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kevin Turner as well.
Oh, yeah, a little assistant captain.
Kevin Turner as well. But it was an incredible time. Loved it. Had a ball. I'll tell you one, I forgot about this earlier. Can I get personal here for a moment? I did something for the first time over there. And it's not the first time I've had the opportunity, but it's just the first time I took the leap. Are you familiar with a bidet?
Yes.
In the toilet environment, okay? Been places with them before. It's like, this doesn't feel like something I'd like. Haven't done it. But then we get to the hotel, and these dudes there's like multiple dudes talking about it. And there's a guy on the international team that sent a video that was hilarious. I was like, all right, this is my time. If I'm ever going to try it, I tried it. I get on that thing. There's like 6 different buttons, and it's all in Korean. So there's like illustration, little pictures of what to do. I was like, all right, I grip. I hold on like I'm in an F-14. I push the button and the motor starts going. I'm holding on tight. And dude, I don't know if I have like different water pressure in my toilet or if I'm like, it came in like a laser beam, dude. It hit me directly, like center shot, locked in. And I went almost through the roof of this thing. And I didn't know how to, I thought it would just turn off after a few seconds. But I'm banging on buttons. I'm blocking the shit with my hand. I felt violated. I was terrified. I felt like I needed a safe word for my toilet, like artichokes, make it stop. It was, I was like sweating when I got done. I was like, never again. I feel like you should have the water, like, you know, when you water flowers out of a little fountain and it just like sprinkles water, like that's how it should be.
Gotta get up in there.
A noose, but this thing was like a super soaker from 6 inches. It just blasted me. I was like,
you're out on the bidet.
Never again. No, I mean, maybe I had a bad run. Like I said, I think the water pressure was higher than it should have been, but that may be a one and done for me. But I forgot about that, but that was a hell of a ride.
It's kind of hard for me to transition to the next subject after hearing about your time on the bidet, but
let's talk some golf.
I guess I wanted to give a big shout out to my man Brendan Morrow, who got put in the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame this past weekend. I was there in the building. It was just an awesome weekend. Went to the Stars game on Saturday, played some golf Friday and Sunday. Got to play with the Big Cat. Your man, Coach Sean Payton.
Yes.
Coach Sean, who's doing it. Denver Broncos. You're a game and a half away from having a lot of stress go away in your life, but it was a lot of fun playing with him. Got to give a little shout out to the Big Cat who took me down at Royal Oaks. Played some nice golf. But Sean Payton, he is the man. He's pumped for your Broncos. He thinks they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, it was a nice little face. Talked about Riley Moss, which some people say is the greatest player in the NFL.
Yep.
And we have the Panthers this week.
Yes.
That's a must-have.
Must win.
That's a must-have. But after that, I'll start to feel pretty good.
But a huge congrats to Brendan Moore. That's a pretty unbelievable accomplishment. There's been 3 captains in the history of the Dallas Stars. I mean, the organization isn't that old. They came in 93, but 3 captains, and Brendan Moore was one of them, I believe, for 7 years. So shout out to him. It was cool. He's terrified of public speaking. And he got up there and he crushed it. He made some jokes. He made one that nobody laughed at. He goes, well, I guess that joke didn't hit.
Who gave him that one?
One of my favorite
Who fed him that?
Was not me. But Brett Hall introduced him. It was cool, man. All the players for the Dallas Stars were there, and then a bunch of the alumni came back. It was a really cool event, but was pumped for him. And it was also awesome to spend a day at Royal Oaks. We had 2 groups out there. Place is beautiful. I don't understand how Scotty shoots 63 there every round. I think it's rather hard.
Yeah, pretty good player.
Yeah, he's
pretty nice little player. Yeah, shout out to Frank for the dub. He takes a lot of abuse on this show and on the radio. Tip of the cap to Frank for showing up. He sent me a text. He might have been sending me a text from the 18th green when it happened. I cannot repeat the verbiage that he used to explain the match, but suffice it to say, he was happy.
I gave him a stroke on everything but the par 3s. I also didn't realize until like the week before that he doesn't drink anymore. And normally I can count on some little heebie-jeebies from 4 feet with the putter. No, they're gone. It sucks.
I'm surprised that fixed the heebie-jeebies. Normally you need it to counteract
he's a quitter,
the heebie-jeebies.
But it was a lot of fun, man. And it was also awesome to see our man Aaron Fleener and his horse, JT Poston, pick up their 3rd win on the PGA Tour out the Shriners Children's Open in beautiful Las Vegas. They had themselves a time. Went out there, made a 4-footer on the last to get the dub. But the best part is one of Aaron Fleener's very good friends and college golf teammate at Lipscomb there in Nashville is a fellow by the name of Dustin Lynch, who's a rather big country singer. Well, the PBR, Professional Bull Riders Association, was in Vegas. Dustin, being the country music guy he is, was asked to do a little concert on Sunday night at Excess over at the Wynn. So it worked out perfectly that his man is helping his guy lead the golf tournament. Dustin is actually out at the course, watches them get the victory in Vegas. Then he had them over to his show, and they sent it. Absolutely sent it. I know Dustin was up there doing his thing, singing, and they were backstage or in the DJ booth, basically, having a hell of a time. And I can't imagine a better place to win than in Las Vegas.
Let me pop in a quick little 9 milli peppermint here from my boys over at Zone. Flavors, intensity, comfort, all of it the best. We're going to break down this win. I got to be doing it in the zone. The Dustin Lynch thing is cool. They said that the concert started at 1 a.m.
That is correct.
That's neat. That's a good time for it to start. And then also just going back to the tournament, like it looked like that thing was in pretty good hands. Like he had a nice, it got a little dicey at the turn. I think Doug Gim got to within one with the eagle on 9. JT had made some nice little par saves. Then he grew it again, and it looked like he was just going to cruise home. And then it turned out he had to make that 4-footer on the last. But coming off back-to-back, like, short misses, I was like, there's just no way in earth that he misses 3 of those things. One of the best putters on the PGA Tour. And, yeah, I mean, just quietly having a super nice,
the 40th in the
super
world.
nice career. 40th in the world, 3 wins, been around a long time. Doesn't seem to have all that many bad weeks. I would say, like, dark horse Ryder Cup guy, potentially. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. He goes and rattles off something early in the season next year. It's very possible. I feel like the 10, 11, 12 spots are kind of up for grabs in that thing.
Yeah, but pump for them, man. That's two of my favorite guys out on the PGA Tour, and to be able to celebrate that with a good friend, I mean, and have all that access to Dustin Lynch over at XS, that's gonna be fun. But also shout out to Slim Gim for that incredible birdie. Doug Gim, who's lost like 40 pounds. He's so tiny.
His waist is about 16.
I thought he flew that second shot in the hoop there on 18. Just missed it, went 6 feet by, and he clutched up and made the birdie. But a win's coming for him. He's the real deal. Was fun to watch them battle it out in Vegas.
Slim Gim.
I
like that. Yeah, I do like that.
And speaking of Vegas, I said earlier, I'm heading to Vegas. 5 days. Shadow Creek, Wednesday, with my man Monty. Going to battle it out with him like the good old days. And then teeing it up with our man Ben Lamb and the member guest at Southern Highlands.
The very accurate Ben Lamb.
Who apparently thinks he has a torn meniscus.
Is there he does. Apparently his knee is jacked from I don't know what. Is there an alternate shot that format in this?
I think they took that out. Oh, I know.
Well, all right, then you guys will probably do pretty good. You'll be fine, but Lammy with the driver knowing that somebody else is hitting it has got to be a fun situation.
Just put it down there.
Fun
I'll handle the next
situation.
one.
Yeah, dude, just hit the 7-iron. Let's
It's
just
going to
make
be fun.
bogey.
Pray for me. 5 days in Vegas is a
Too
lot
many
for
days,
me.
dude, but good luck to you. God bless you.
All right, well, let's get to our special guest this week, who is not many people in the world have been playing better golf than this guy. He won 3 times on the Korn Ferry Tour, got the automatic 3-win promotion. Boom, second start as a member of the PGA Tour, gets his first ever win. He won 4 times in 14 weeks. I think it was 84 days or something like that, to hoist 4 trophies in professional golf. Absolutely incredible. Before we get to our interview, once again, huge shout out to Destination Kohler. We had a fantastic time up there just a month ago. Starting to get a little chilly up there, but it's never too early to book your trip to Kohler, Wisconsin, Whistling Straits. Got some incredible golf courses up there. The Bass course over at the par 3, which we had a lot of fun. Tell you what, next year, start a football season. What better? A couple days of golf, Whistling Straits. Head on over to a Packer game at Lambeau.
Phenomenal place for a guy's golf trip. A lot of good golf that's accessible. Good places to hang in the evening as well. If you're looking for a spot and you haven't done that trip yet, Kohler without question.
Stay at the American Club. Enjoy. Try to do as good as we did at trivia. Whatever. Here's Matt McCarty on Subpar.
All right, joining us today, we got a man on a heater. After getting the 3-win promotion on the Korn Ferry Tour, won his first start as a member of the PGA Tour at the Black Desert Championship. Scottsdale's very own Matt McCarty. How we doing, Matt?
Good. How we doing? Thanks for having me on, boys.
Good to have you.
This isn't a debate or anything, so I don't like to fact check, but his second start as a member.
As a member?
Yeah, he played the week before at
Second
Sanderson.
start as a member, yeah.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Yeah,
it sounds better if it was first, because I was about to ask, is it time, like you're 50%, I was going to say, which it still counts as 50%, is it time to put you in the GOAT conversation, you know? That's one of the highest clips I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I think I got to play a lot more events to get into that realm. But, yeah, I mean, not a bad start, that's for sure.
Or just retire right now and have the high, you know what I mean? Go down in history.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunities ahead that I want to take advantage of. So we'll see how next year goes. But yeah, it's that is pretty nuts. And my buddies were actually joking about that too. It's like, you know, you play well one round and you got a better scoring average than Scotty Scheffler for the year, so that you could take them when they come.
Yeah.
That is funny. This isn't to take a shot at George Bryan, but it was kind of funny when they were going back and forth with the former tour winner Chris Couch, when George Bryan said his made cut percentage for his career is higher than Chris Couch's, and he'd played 3 events.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yes, maybe pump the brakes a little bit there.
I'm tied for the lowest of all time at 0.
Yes.
Can't be beaten, by the way.
You are. Matt, but let's talk about this run. I mean, going back to the Korn Ferry Tour this year, you were having a pretty solid year. I mean, you were inside the top 30, had a couple of high finishes, but then the Price Cutter Championship comes around in beautiful Springfield, Missouri, and things went to another level. Is there anything you can look back at and point on and be like, okay, yeah, I figured this out somewhere, and all of a sudden things just snowballed?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things. I think being in, like, I was, at a 3-shot lead the week before Springfield in Denver, going into the last round, and you know, hit the ball okay, putted terrible, shot like 3 over, but kind of blow an opportunity. So it's nice to kind of get back on the horse right after, and like very motivating to kind of be in that situation and then put myself in it again. And great to obviously get it done in Springfield, but I mean, I played a lot of good golf last year as well. Like, I was close to getting my card. I finished like 35th, and in Indiana for the final event was leading the event, through 53 holes. So on 18, made like an 8. Up until that point, had played like, the last 9 holes and 7 under, probably the best round of golf I'd played up until that point, given kind of, what was on the line with a tour card that week and everything. But, to kind of make some mistakes and feel that pressure and understand, kind of the difference and how the club feels in your hands and, how quick everything can move sometimes. I mean, it all kind of builds up, and it's been a lot of fun this year to put myself in that situation a lot more and honestly be able to kind of perform while feeling those things as well.
Would you say, like, honestly, you never want to fail as a golfer, but having to spend that extra year on the Korn Ferry Tour, do you think you're more prepared now for the PGA Tour than you would have been if you would have gotten your card last year?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And I think everything happens for a reason, in the sense that, like, I played solid this year to start, but like, I was in the Bahamas on the Korn Ferry, like not playing that great, and like kind of, early in the spring, like playing some good golf, but nothing great. But it's like that out there on the Korn Ferry being my 3rd year was okay. Like I'm comfortable with the courses. Like I knew kind of things were moving in the right direction, but you're getting started on tour and you miss a couple cuts early and things start moving faster. You're not getting in as many events. Like who knows how this year would have gone out there for me too, So it all happens for a reason, and everything's like a learning, element to it. And you kind of just got to take advantage of what opportunities are coming and just try to, keep your head down and playing golf and stay patient, honestly.
Yeah, and you're a young dude, so you knew you had a lot of runway ahead of you last year. But how tough is that off season after that final event where you come that close to getting your tour card? I mean, I would think it would be impossible not to, man, if I just, if I could replay 18, things might be different. I might be going to the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's nice to like set the clubs down for a bit, and like when you do pick them back up, like have a little fun with them, and but very motivating as well, and like spend a lot of time like not necessarily like grinding on my swing, like working on a ton of things, but just in the gym, like kind of getting a little bit stronger, just getting healthier and kind of gearing up for next year. Like I think that is like an aspect of the new system with how everything goes. But the Korn Ferry guys, if you keep your card, you kind of have like a nice off season to kind of, do a few things and prepare for your next year for sure. So that aspect was nice.
Yeah, from everything I've heard, I mean, you have picked up some distance, and it showed out in Utah. I mean, you were hitting some bombs out there. The 3-wood on 14 was sick, but you're one of the few guys out there that uses a 10-finger grip. Is that just something that's always been from when you first picked up a club and you've never changed it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just been something weird, like never changed it. I tried with my coach when we were younger. Like I've had the same guy, Dave Williams, since I was like 12 or 13, and my dad basically taught me growing up as well. So it's like, just a couple guys who are really working on things with me. But yeah, the 10-finger grip just never really kind of went out, but I guess I do a lot different. I hit the ball from the other side of the ball as well. So, I mean, yeah, just something else that's unique, I guess.
Here's a little thinker for you, Matt, because you're a guy, you played the mini tours when you came out, then a Korn Ferry Tour, now you're a winner on the PGA Tour, and you've done it all in a pretty short period of time. What do you think you've done better than other guys in that situation since you've turned professional that led you to get to where you are so quickly?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's a lot of little things. I think it's really kind of, for me, these last few months more than anything, just really been able to like move the needle for myself of like locking up my card in Springfield, but then kind of going towards the number 1 spot, winning again, obviously having the promotion kind of in the back of my head. And then this fall, just to kind of continue to tell myself, like, I learned a lot finishing 63rd or whatever in the Sanderson, but got to play with Cooch and Harris English those first couple days, and just like seeing them work, and then knowing, like, kind of going into Utah the next week, and honestly that week as well. But like, if I play good golf, like if I play the golf I've been playing, it's good. It's high level golf. It's like there shouldn't be anything different with how I can perform, in the fall and in tour events moving forward. So I think that's kind of been the biggest thing that I've been successful at, I guess, of just being able to kind of keep moving forward and, not like being like, oh, like, I got a full year of the tour coming up, but trying to make next year as easy on me as possible. And obviously kind of that's, been successful, and looking forward to a lot of like really cool opportunities next year of like, it's obviously very surreal to kind of get into the Masters and the Century and everything, but I'm really excited to like play out there more than anything and just kind of like see how I can perform. And I think that's kind of what I'm happy of and looking forward to like the most.
Yeah, you mentioned playing with Matt Kuchar, Harris English. I mean, there's been some great players that have played in your first 3 events as a member, but the big boys haven't teed it up yet, and they will starting in Maui. Who are some of those guys you're most looking forward to meeting and possibly picking the brain of?
Yeah, I mean, I think just honestly all those guys, just to kind of watch them. Obviously, like I grew up like a huge Phil guy, being a lefty, and Tiger, kind of my whole childhood was just dominant. So obviously those two, but just everybody else as well. And, a lot of the guys that are like my age or younger, and for them to be doing like a lot of this as well, just to kind of see how they're, go about their business and everything it'll be very, very cool to see.
Yeah, I'm sure you know a lot of the guys on the PGA Tour already. You're going to get to know the rest of them. But up to this point in your brief career on tour, coolest guy you've met or played with that you didn't know prior?
Honestly, probably Cooch and Harris. Like both of them were really cool. Like those days, like I don't know a ton of the guys. Most of the guys I know I played with on the Corn Ferry and have been, either rookies recently or kind of some guys that came back down and then went back up. But yeah, like I, kind of just grew up playing golf with all my boys throughout like all the levels, high school and college, and up here, like a lot of Corn Ferry and mini tour guys. Like I haven't really played much golf with anybody that's spent time, inside the top 50, 100 in the world that much. So it'll be very cool to kind of, be experiencing that.
Yes, it's going to be awesome once you get to Maui and see all those boys. But it's only been 3 weeks so far as a member of the PGA Tour. But I mean, the Corn Ferry Tour, it's great. The money's not quite as good. You don't get courtesy cars. But what's been the best perk so far of the PGA Tour?
I think the courtesy car is the best thing. I mean, just getting off the plane and like having something ready for you, and you can just pick it up and not have to like deal with the Avis app or wait in line or whatever. Like that I think that's pretty cool moving forward. And I think when I played in the US Open in 22, that was like the one thing. It's just like I grabbed my bags. There's just like a kid right there. He's like, yeah, here's like your brand new Lexus for the week. You're like, all right, sweet. Yeah, so this will work. Sold.
Yeah, that's a very nice perk. Not having to get on the rental car shuttle. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's also nice when you happen to look at that bank account and see 1.3 million hit early in the week.
That's helpful, I would feel like. That's a nice perk.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that was funny that was actually like one of the first things, they asked me right off the green, after the tournament, was just like, how does this change things for you? And I mean, honestly, first of all, like financially a lot, like that, I made the same amount of money in a week that I made 3 years on the Corn Ferry. And that was a solid 3 years of growth and a lot of good golf in there as well. So like that part is crazy, but just try to, figure out how to handle that. And then, you need the hunger. So take it all out of my account, put it somewhere else so I don't see it for a little bit.
Just spend it, and then it'll be gone, and then you'll need more. Have you bought anything cool or weird? Are you planning to?
Nah, I'm going to, been kind of doing a lot in football season so far this year. So I'm going to get a new couch and spend some time on it, the next few weekends. So it's been fun.
I like that.
Big couch person.
That's a good
I've learned.
investment.
He likes his football and his couch time. I don't hate him. Big Seahawks fan, right?
Brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. Big
How-
Seahawks fan. But yeah, I'm sitting on my couch right now. I mean, I call it my office. So when I'm at home, I can do business here and, watch TV and football games. But yeah, big win for the Hawks. My little sister goes to Tennessee. So we've kind of adopted the Vols as our college football team now. So fun. It was a fun weekend. Good weekend for us. In Utah, actually, my caddy's from the Bay, so he's a Niners fan, and Niners played the Hawks that Thursday, and that was not a good game for us. So it was nice. We made the week worth it, and then it was nice to kind of, Niners to lose last week, Hawks to win. So that's kind of our thing we got going against each
Tell
other
you what.
throughout the season.
Them Niners, they're in a little trouble. They're banged up. I mean, they keep getting more and more injuries. I think they're 3-4 on the year. That's a
Losing
shocker.
record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is our year. You don't have to beat great. You just kind of got to make your way through the division and get in the playoffs, and who knows?
And you've adopted Tennessee. Good time to be an adopted Tennessee fan, by the way.
Yeah.
Hopping on that wagon right at the right time.
Oh yeah, she's a junior, so the last couple of years have been good. Like, been hopped on at a good time, and it's fun. I was supposed to go to that game, but ended up, like, I told myself if I top 10 got into Vegas, I wouldn't go. So we ended up going to Vegas and spending all week, and that was fun as well. But a lot of too much time spent in Vegas with with the boys and everything, but it was a good time.
All right. Well, Sleaze and I, we like to properly celebrate things when good things happen. And
just
we
never
had you
happen.
we had you on radio, and you did say I had a night in Vegas when you came on the next day. Tell us a little bit about the Vegas, because JT Poston won in Vegas, which is pretty sick. But you win in Utah and then get to go to Vegas just down the road. I mean, what a place to get to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, we drove down Sunday night and we were out, for a while. I mean, we didn't get there till pretty late, so it was fun. But me and my caddy Doss, we went to college together. We were teammates, so we had a few of our college buddies kind of funnel in throughout the week, and a couple of my boys I grew up playing golf with as well. So it was a lot of fun, and had my girlfriend there for a couple days. But we did it properly. But to have to battle the wind those first couple days and Vegas itself, I think it was just a little bit too much for us to handle coming off of our first one.
Yeah, that's fair. No wind in the casino, though.
No, it was calm in there all week. It was fine. Yeah.
If you're gonna miss a cut, that's probably the place. What's your game of choice in the casinos?
We play blackjack. We dipped into baccarat a little bit, which was fun. We got off to some hot starts and then, cooled down a little bit, I think, like is everything, but it got fun there for a few days.
Yeah, pretty standard.
That baccarat
eventually
is
get
the
you.
best. It's so fun. And the tables are always empty. More or less.
All right, give me this. I mean, coming up in 2025, what's the event you're most looking forward to, Tina, other than the Masters? We're going to get to the Masters because that's obviously number one, I'd have to imagine. But what event are you got circled on the calendar? Like, I cannot wait for this one.
Phoenix and going to the Waste, I think. I mean, just growing up there, going out to that event, and how much I know a ton of people out there just on any given day, but the fact that I'm going to be playing and kind of have that support out there and that atmosphere will be fun too. Like, it's pretty crazy, but I think it'll be fun to make birdies and see how it's going out there. And then honestly now, like the getting into the Century, and being able to go to Maui, for New Year's and kind of having that week will be a really cool experience as well. And, like you were talking about, kind of, seeing all those guys that, I've watched succeed for a long time and that have all, obviously won in the last year as well. It'll be pretty cool.
Well, good news for you, since you brought up Phoenix, because sitting right here, Matt McCarty is the player liaison at the Phoenix Open this year.
At your service.
I am happy to share his phone number with you, and anything you need, no request is too high. He will get it done for you.
What do you need, Matty? Let me get in front of this, dog.
That's perfect, because I'm going to need a ton of tickets, and all of my buddies that listen to this too, they can just go directly to you now, so that's perfect.
Yeah, we'll
just
put
share my
Sleaze's
info with all of them.
Yeah, family, friends, whatever they need, direct line to Sleaze.
Yeah. If you want Bird's Nest tickets, try to wait till the day of to ask for those. That's just what we prefer. Any pairings you want? You want to play with Scotty? What do you want?
Yeah, sure. Sweet.
Consider it done.
Wow, what a guy.
Yeah, you got a lot of pull.
Consider it done.
I might be more excited for Phoenix Open this year than you, just because the request I'm going to tell these players to ask him for, it's going to be great.
I actually just got my first email about it. I was like, dude, it's October, bro. We're 4 months away.
Was it ridiculous?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was more like an inquiry than a request. But I look forward to airing out all the guys that are huge divas that week. But Matty, you need anything at all, you just come knocking, bud.
I appreciate it.
Did you grow up as a kid living here, going to that?
Yeah, I mean, we did standard bearing growing up, and I mean, we'd go out, and obviously, like, it got a lot more fun once you turned 21. But during college, we took a trip. Our college team had that weekend off for like the first time in a while. So our senior year, right before COVID hit, we were all out there, like the 6 of us that lived in a house together, and it was a lot of fun. So it'll be sweet. And then obviously, with just how much I've played it now over the last few years and being really familiar with the course, and it's a fun place to play. So especially kind of coming down the stretch, you can, make some moves and hit some fun golf shots. So that'll be sweet.
Yeah, it's always an awesome week. Hopefully the weather is good this week and everything goes smoothly over there. But you're living in Scottsdale now. Where do you spend most of your time at TPC?
Yeah. When I'm home playing and just kind of playing around with buddies. But like if I'm, just kind of spend some time practicing out there and play a lot of the front nine late in the winter and on some afternoons, and that's kind of it. So
of the tour players in the area that you hang out with, Korn Ferry, PGA, whatever it is, who's the easiest money?
I don't know there's no like easy money. I like playing with Mason Anderson a ton. Grew up playing with him. He went to ASU. He just got his card through, the Korn Ferry this year and spent the last couple of years out there with him. So that's my typical game. We're actually like way better. Like we're always too competitive against each other, but as a team, we can pretty much take anybody. So I think that'll be fun.
Is that a possible look ahead to possibly the Zurich maybe teaming up together?
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna play. We've been talking about that
awesome.
For the last few months, so that'll be a fun week for us as well. Like just growing up together, and both of our caddies are buddies. That's who we stay with on the road. Like it'll be fun.
Be careful at that New Orleans. There's plenty of stuff to do at night there as well.
He already navigated Vegas. He's all right. Matty,
yeah, we made it through Vegas. We should be able to survive anything.
Exactly. Growing up in Scottsdale, you mentioned Mason Anderson, ASU guy. Did you have was your goal to go to ASU? Did you want to go to ASU? I know you ended up going to Santa Clara, but talk us through your recruitment a little bit. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would have gone to ASU. My grandpa played football there. Like he played under Frank Kush way back in the day. So grew up like a huge Sun Devil family, like going to those football games and everything. I mean, I wasn't like, a great junior golfer. Like I wasn't good enough to get recruited to go somewhere like that, but I wanted to go somewhere that I could play, and like maybe I could have walked on to ASU, but I wanted to go somewhere I could play, good weather. Santa Clara was honestly ended up being amazing for me, and I, was probably the best decision I've ever made. So, but I had a great time up there. We had such a great team, like close-knit group of guys. Like I never wish, I would have went anywhere else, but being a Sun Devil would have definitely been pretty sick for sure.
But I think what you said is so important. And if there are some juniors out there listening, first off, I'm not sure why your parents are letting them, because we say some inappropriate things on here at times. But you said you went a place I knew I could play, because that's how you get better. It's cool to go to Arizona State or Oklahoma State or Florida State, but if you never get in the lineup, you're not getting any better. And there's no draft for the PGA Tour. So go somewhere where you get experience and you learn how to get better and compete.
Oh, 100%. And I think that was, my dad, helped me so much when I was young, and he's a great golfer, in his own right. But that was the biggest advice he ever gave me, was go somewhere and you can play 10, 11, 12 events a year for 4 years of high level competition. And you grow a lot more by doing that than, maybe playing 5 or 6, grinding to get in the lineup. And, obviously you still have to qualify and do all that. But yeah, it's definitely a different way to look at it. And it's easy to kind of get distracted by, some of the big schools and the logos and kind of all the stuff you get of being a student athlete there. But, honestly, the amount of guys that play on the Korn Ferry and the PGA Tour, there's so many that went to small schools and kind of did their own thing and come up their own way. It's, it's very tough, as both of you guys know, and it just, it all happens like in different ways.
I tell you what, there are so many. It just seems like every year it's more and more of these guys come out and they're ready to win, and they're ready to win immediately. It's awesome to see what the Korn Ferry Tour and even the mini tours have done for the professional game. But with that win, you're going to be going to Augusta National this coming April, making a trip down Magnolia Lane. Have you ever been there before?
I went in 2009. Me and my dad got tickets, so we were there for a couple days. I think Thursday, Friday. But yeah, so I mean, I was 12. I remember like it being really slopey and the sweet tea being good and the moon pies and everything was super cheap more than anything.
That's it. You nailed it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to go, and we'll definitely, take advantage of the extra days I can spend out there, beforehand. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the dream that you have growing up playing golf, and especially in, America, that's just, it'll be a really fun week just to see. I feel like I know, I'm going to still have to learn so much about that course, but at least you feel like you kind of know it before you go there, which I guess is a little bit nice.
Yeah, no doubt. And you'll be in a brand new Mercedes courtesy car driving down Magnolia Lane.
Yeah. No, it'll be pretty sweet.
When do you take your first scouting trip down there, and how do you decide who you take with you? You're going to be real popular.
I got no idea of when. I'm still trying to figure everything out. But honestly, taking my pops out there, and then my caddy Dossel, he's going to need to. He's like, we call him America's guest, but like we've ripped off like Pine Valley this year. He's ripped off a lot of courses, so he's got that circle. And I told him like, I didn't want to play it until the Masters, so I guess he's waiting out with me now. But we'll see what we can do.
That's awesome, man. Pine Valley is sick, by the way. I mean, that's
all the
that
cups.
was-
You're drinking out of the
That
cup
was a
right now.
fun day.
Yeah.
Does it get any better than? I think it's hands down from what I've played, best golf course I've ever been on by a pretty good margin.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great courses, but like that whole day itself, and like Fred, the guy that took us out, he's awesome, and like he gave us full treatment. Morning round, played the par 3 in the afternoon. Turtle soup at lunch. Like it was pretty sick.
Place is special. No doubt about it.
Part 3 is sweet.
All right, let's get to the E9 here. Have a little fun with you. All right, first one, we ask this to everyone. You can be anyone for a day. Anyone in the history of time, who would it be?
Oh. I don't know. I would say just Michael Jordan, like at his peak, just how you could play basketball like that and just dunk and have the championships or something. Like, I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool.
And just talk shit to everyone.
Yeah. Just the peak of being able to talk shit to everyone, I would say. That'd be pretty sick.
Sell a shitload of shoes.
Yeah.
Too. And just click refresh on the bank. Yeah. Any day as Michael Jordan would be a pretty good day. All right. First one for me. You just mentioned him. But how old do you think your caddy will have to be before he doesn't get asked for ID at bars?
I mean, honestly, like it helps me out because he looks so young. Like I still look pretty young too, so like I look a little older next to him. But I mean, it's going to be a while. We still get both of us a lot, so I think it's still going to be a while for both of us. But yeah, it's been that part's been pretty funny, and he's caught in some heat. He's taken it nicely over the last few weeks, so it's been fun.
That's good.
He looks like like a kid you just brought in. Like let him caddy for a day.
Yeah.
He's 12.
All right, next one. What makes you more mad, missing a cut or the fact that the Seahawks didn't hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl?
Very similar feelings, I would say. I guess like the only thing that's better about missing a cut is that it was like in your control. I think even at that point in my life, if I was calling the plays, I would have wanted to hand the ball off. So
that was a tough one.
Yeah, very similar feelings.
That one cost me some cash.
That's it. Marshawn.
Yeah.
Pretty good option.
Give it to Marshawn, man.
Pretty good option. All right, we'll stay on the Seahawks here for a minute, Matt. How much guilt as a Seahawks fan and responsibility do you take for selling the Denver Broncos broken goods and Russell Wilson in a scam transaction, in my opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad about it. I wouldn't say I feel guilty about it at all. I mean, that's, it's business, and you guys got fleeced. I mean, I would say that's kind of how it goes
We really
sometimes.
did.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's back. He won the game for the Steelers, so we'll see. You never know, Russ. He was a great quarterback for us. Like, nothing bad to say about him, honestly.
Yeah, you used them all up and then sold them to us for a quarter bill.
Don't worry,
and half of our team.
The people of Denver have plenty of bad things to say about him.
Yeah, he'll be just fine out there.
Seattle got their money's worth out of that one, I think.
You won that.
All right, next one. You play left-handed. I feel like lefties are like way better at playing golf right-handed than right-handers are at playing left-handed. What do you think your handicap would be if you had to play right-handed?
I wouldn't have one. I wouldn't play. Like, I wouldn't be able to break 100. Like,
really? Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
I got nothing that way. Yeah, no chance.
Interesting.
You watch like Cam Davis go out there and he just flushes it right and left-handed and the swing looks the same. I think Ricky shot like 75 from all the way back at Grove 23. I was like, that's so impressive.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And I could probably putt and chip okay. But it'd take me like a dozen shots to get to every green. But my caddy Doss he's a righty, and he's been 3 years now just, screwing around with my clubs on the range and the chip agree. He's pretty good from inside like 150 now lefty. So we'll see as his amateur career progresses, like what decisions he needs to make in terms of that. But yeah, it'll be good.
I like it.
That Cam Davis is a joke.
Yeah.
You would have a hard time telling which one is his dominant side.
I saw Dustin and Brooks. They put them on TrackMan. They swung at like 117 left-handed. I was like,
DJ's hitting like over 300 left-handed, which in no way is depressing. All right, my next one, Maddie. My last two are actually trivia questions for you, okay? First one. There are currently 3 Desert Mountain High School graduates playing in the NFL currently. Can you name them?
I mean, I went to school with 2 of them, so I got Kyle Allen and Mark Andrews.
Correct. The last one's a thinker.
And is Cade Warner technically playing in the NFL?
Not him. Not him. I didn't even know this guy. You'll know his name when I say it. I actually didn't know he was still active in the league, but he is. He plays quarterback.
Huh.
You want it?
Yeah.
Keaton Slovis.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dad was actually my 7th grade math teacher at Mountainside, like right across the street from Desert Mountain. Crazy.
Really?
So when I saw he was the quarterback at USC, I was like, damn, that's insane. So super nice family, nice kid. But yeah, I could have pulled that out from somewhere, but yeah, that was deeper.
Yeah, pretty good. Good.
I'll give you a trivia as my last one as well. First off, I'm very upset that you are not on the Santa Clara University Wikipedia notable alumni page. We got to get that updated. Tell your agent to get that updated a little bit. But how many wins on the PGA Tour has Santa Clara University had?
I mean, it's just one guy. Is it 3?
It's 2. So you and one other one. Can you name the person? I'll give you a hint because you'll remember it well. It's the 1969 West End Classic on the PGA Tour.
Who could forget?
I know who it is, but I got no name for you.
He goes by James Wykers. Some call him Jim, but Jim Wykers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, we had Alex Baldwin, the president of the Corn Ferry Tour, on our SiriusXM show this morning. We told her we were having you on. I said, anything? She goes, ask him if he knows who the other winner on the PGA Tour was from Santa Clara. She knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have known that, being the only other one. Pretty cool group to join with him, obviously. So, yeah, that aspect's been pretty surreal, and, hopefully it'll bring, some more attention to Santa Clara and honestly like the WCC as a whole, and just kind of, different routes in college in general. But yeah, that is pretty crazy to think about.
I couldn't believe when you're scrolling down through there how many professional soccer and Major League Baseball players went to Santa Clara, and Steve Nash.
Yes, nasty.
Yeah, yeah, and Kurt Rambis back in the day went there too.
Oh wow,
which is pretty crazy as well. But yeah, our women's soccer program's been great forever, and every time watching the women's national team, they always got some sort of representation, which is cool to see. So.
And Jimmy Wykers. right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Handed you the baton, and you're running with it. All right. Another trivia for you, brother. There's one other current PGA Tour pro who is also a past champion of the Wyoming Open. Can you name him?
Oh.
Which is a big win, by the way, up in the WYO.
No, that was a big win. It's a great tournament. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not doing great on trivia right now. But
Yeah, we don't normally do a lot of trivia, but for some reason it lined up today. The answer we were looking for is, who is Nate Lashley?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
From Wyoming Open.
Just down the road in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Dude, you probably never had the privilege. I actually never did either, but everybody I know played that WYO Open. Hell of an event.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the first place check for the Wyoming Open was?
Pretty good on the chicks.
10 grand.
10.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
Perfect. Getting those signature events next year, and last place pays like 50, so it's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. But, at that point, 10 grand was a good amount of money for me. So, it's not crazy that it's only been, 3.5 years removed from that. But yeah, it's wild.
That is
great
insane.
event, though.
You
Great
get a
event.
you get a 5-digit check on the Jicks, and you've done something. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
I love it. Matt, man, well, we're so happy for all your success. It's been a hell of a run. Keep this thing rolling, man. Looking forward to meet you in person out on the PGA Tour.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you having me, and look forward to seeing you guys in Scottsdale.
All right. That was the newest winner on the PGA Tour, Matt McCarty. The man has been on a heater, had himself some fun in Vegas. Now he's got a week off before he gets back to work out on the PGA Tour. But what a rise it has been for this guy. And I know he's very excited about Augusta, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm very excited about the Phoenix Open for the player liaison.
That's right. I got him. Whatever he needs. I got you. Come on the show, you go straight to the front of the line.
Perfect.
That's the rule. If somebody hits me up that needs something, oh, you haven't been on a show? Yeah, I get to that after these other 15 people that need something too. So that's a little incentive.
By the way,
incentives
that is
are
great.
important.
You should put that in there. Be like,
Incentives are important.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Good job.
Drew, I represent so-and-so. Cool.
I actually support this.
Have him do the show tomorrow, and then I'll go ahead and get you all the tickets that you need. Otherwise, don't come a
Beat
knocking.
it, geek.
Don't come a knocking. But yeah, how about a run for Matt, dude? I mean, go back to July, not that long ago, and it's like, yeah, he's having a pretty nice year on the Korn Ferry Tour, and then 3 wins in 6 weeks. Welcome to the show. And then how about just like the job security now for the first time? Just getting the fall events was a bonus. Like getting that promotion, like, cool, this is a kind of house money. Whatever I do is great, but I'm going, I got a great status for next year. But then to peel off a win and be like, dude, I'm good for 2 now. That's nice.
Yeah, and he's still got to play his way into the signature events, which I think is ridiculous. He gets into Maui, he gets into the Masters. He's in the U.S. Open for winning the points list on the Korn Ferry Tour. I don't understand why he's not in the first couple of signature events, but if he plays well, he can get in that 51 to 60 category and get in those first 2. But to be able to just go out there and make your schedule, he's also in the Players Championship. I mean, he's going to be playing some big-time events. It's been awesome for him just to see him climb. I mean, he mentioned back in 2023, was leading the golf tournament, Korn Ferry Tour Finals, last one of the year, makes an 8 on Saturday on the 18th hole, ends up derailing, finishes 35th. I think if he would have made bogey on that hole, would have got a PGA Tour card. So cool to see, especially a local boy too. I know that Phoenix Open is going to be extremely special. You better get ready. He's going to be requesting a lot of tickets.
Yeah, he can have them. He can have them. He's come on the show. But that thing, the way he ended last season, coming so close, not getting his card, I feel like that can go 2 ways. Sometimes guys come back just like he did, kind of more motivated than ever. And sometimes, I think it's more for like the older you are too, where you're just like, dude, that was my chance. I didn't do it. And I feel like the hangover can last a long time, but not for him.
Yep.
Got that thing.
Well,
he's
remember
firing.
that name. He ain't going anywhere. He can play some golf. Look forward to getting a couple aside from him out at Whisper Up.
Yeah, feels fair. At
All
least.
right, let's get to some football picks. By the way, I have not missed yet this year on this show. So knock on wood. It's coming to an end at some point.
Warning,
we know
you
that.
are hot.
We haven't missed.
Also, I got another warning for you. Zone, the best in the business. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale is prohibited. Introducing Zone Nicotine pouches, the perfect balance of unparalleled comfort, longer-lasting flavor, and nicotine that satisfies. Whether you're zoning in for an important putt or zoning out after a tough day at work, Zone gets you there faster and keeps you there longer. Available in 7 flavors and in 6 and 9 milligram strengths. Find Zone at zonepouches.com and retailers near you. Own your Zone. with Zone Nicotine pouches. I'm owning my Zone right now.
All right. Well, let's get to some picks. See if you can put some cash in your pocket. I'm staying in the
could use
NFL because that's what I've done every single week, except for the TCU SMU week because that was personal.
And that game didn't count.
Handled.
And that was
SMU's going to make the playoffs.
void.
But anyways, this one scares me, but it's the one that I really jumped out the most on the board for me because every time I either take the Arizona Cardinals or bet against them, I lose. But we're about to turn that around because I'm hot on Subpar right now. Arizona's going to Miami. Miami stinks. I think Tua's going to be back. He's going to play, coming off the concussion. Arizona's not bad. It's kind of, they look really good or they look really shitty. But they're catching 3 points at Miami, who is banged up. Give me the Cardinals +3.
Tua back for the first time. God, watching Tua now, I just feel like play two-hand touch with Tua. If you just give him some flags.
He could wear the Guardian thing.
I know, and he's not
no.
doing it. I don't know. I was half expecting him to just say, that's it. I'm done. But
He
I'm
had
to
an
the point now where I'm going to like hold my breath when he starts taking hits.
He had an injury clause that if his career is over because of an injury, he gets the full contract. It's like $134 million.
See you later.
What would you
Alligator.
do?
Oh, I get all my money for not working?
And I don't have to get hit
And I'm gone.
by DJ Watt and all these other monsters.
Let me be on the first thing smoking there. I'm staying in the college world. Okay.
That's where you feel at home.
This one kind of jumped out at me a little bit. Notre Dame going up against unbeaten Navy. Okay. The line does not interest me, but the over-under does. 51.5. Notre Dame, for whatever reason, can't get it going through the air, run the ball a lot, as does Navy. This feels like a grinded out, short game, clock runs. I'm going to take under 51.5. Notre Dame, Navy. The first under.
Yeah, that is first.
Underplay of the season. I'm more of an over guy, but this one feels undie.
All right. Best of luck to everyone. Make sure you set your alarm clocks if you want to watch the Zozo over in Japan this week. But that's going to do it for us. Special thanks to RLX, Zone, Golf Kohler, and our man Matt McCarty for joining us. Have a great week. We'll talk to you on next week's Subpar.